out walking in the middle of the day, in the middle of the week. Amazing. Am I ditching work? I got myself a reminder today when I watched a Tony Robbins video on his way of planning, called the RPM method.
What's my outcome? What's my result? The word RPM, the first one, is to get you focused on the target. The target is not the activity. The activity can change. It's what's the result I'm after. If you know exactly what it is you really want, what you desire, what you're really after, clarity is power. The more clear you are and specifically what you want, the faster your brain can get you there. Now, how do you do that? Yes, 3 questions. Question 1, what is my result? What is my outcome? What is it I really, truly want from this? If you're going back next week, and you say this next week, what are the most important outcomes for me to get this week in my business? And you just write those outcomes out, not your action items, the outcomes. If you do that and nothing else, you'll be ahead of the game. And if you just keep looking at those outcomes every day, how am I doing on that outcome? Your brain will come up with ways to get to that outcome. I promise you. Focus on outcomes, not on activities. Action for most people, activities, most people may mistake movement for achievement. They mistake action items and to-dos for achievement. We're after the achievement.
And actually it doesn't differ that much from what I talked about yesterday, David Allen's natural planning method. It's basically the same thing but in a different order. Mainly what he does is that he starts with the purpose, the outcome. He strongly emphasizes you to answer the question, what's the outcome? What is it that you're looking for? These stairs. And what I like about his way of talking about this model, this way of planning, is that he makes it more easy to use in your everyday. You're about to have a meeting, ask yourself, what's the outcome here? What is it that I want? Just intuitively, in every situation, ask yourself, I'm meeting a friend, what's the outcome? I want to have laughter, joy out of this experience. No serious talk, pure fun. So getting clear with the outcome first, and then answering the purpose.
So the next question I've always asked, besides the outcome, is why? Why is more important than how? Why are we doing this? What's the purpose? Purpose is more powerful than object. Why do you want to feed those 3,000 kids? Why do you want to make that $1 million, that $1 billion? Why are you going to take your business to the next level? Why is the most important thing to know, because that's where all the emotional juice and fuel is to actually get you to go through when the challenges show up. 80% of success is why, 20% is how. Get a big enough why, people will figure out how to do it.
That's his way. And then it's the same thing with writing all the stuff down, what's the actions you can do, but highlighting the most important stuff.
And then once we know the why, we know what you're after and why, then the question is, how do we do it? We know what we're after, why, how do we do it? By the way, are there lots of hows to get to an outcome, yes or no? Yes. Are there many paths to get a result, yes or no? Yes. Some are more efficient than others. And you're not going to know, so you know what you do? You brainstorm out all the hows you can think of. All the things you could possibly need to do to get that result. And then you narrow it down to the 20% that makes 80% of the difference.
Prioritizing them, doing those things that adds most value. He says, wouldn't it be great if you had a long to-do list, but then not needing to do all these things on that list? That's kind of the whole thing. By doing the most important stuff, they all lead to the final outcome. But you can skip most of it because you're prioritizing what's most important. Talk about saving time. Whew.